Speaker, so you can hear her.
Oh, okay. Can she put something in the chat though if she needed to, or?
Yes.
Okay. It's gonna be kind of hard when we're taking a vote. Okay, I'm here, Mr. Carrillo
Here.
and Mr. Guardia.
Here.
Oh, and our student rep.
Here.
All right. That moves us to item C, our board norms. Number 1, actively listen to all perspectives.
Close the loop, responding to concerns and questions as a unified board.
Model of professionalism we expect from all members of the district and community. Customer service orientation.
Assume positive intent.
And number 5, be positive and responsive. If we can please stand for Pledge of Allegiance and the country salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. Okay, that moves us to item E, our Kiwanis Student of the Month presentation. Mrs. Pfeiffer, whenever you're ready.
Okay, do we have, Maya, no, it's not here yet. Do we have, Taylor McWhorter?
Yes, your student rep.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, I read that. Taylor. Okay, Cobre High School would like to present you the student, Kiwanis Student of the Month. And Mr. Road Taylor is an outstanding choice for Cobre Student of the Month, embodying the true spirit of academic excellence, leadership, and community service. A driven and compassionate student, Taylor is actively involved in cheerleading, the National Honor Society, and a wide range of volunteer initiatives. Her remarkable dedication to learning is evident as she is on track to earn her associate degree before graduating from high school. Beyond her academic achievement, Taylor's generosity and commitment to helping others shines through her service, donating food to local animal shelters, participating in Shop for the Cop and Field the Flag, and representing her peers as a school board representative, always seeking new ways to make a positive impact. Taylor stands out as a role model whose work ethic, kindness, and leadership inspires everyone around her. She is truly one of a kind, a shining example of what it means to be a Cobre student. Let's get a picture.
You need something to take it?
Yeah. You get it?
She's good.
Want to get one on the board? or-
Yeah, I think can we do all four? Sure.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you like to read the other student of the month?
Yeah, I think so.
Recognition?
Yeah.
Have the flashy stuff.
We'll probably give it to, at school.
Okay.
So this would be good for Snell Middle School. The student of the month is Jeremiah Valenzuela. Miss Garcia wrote, Jeremiah is a sixth grader. Sorry. Jeremiah, as a sixth grader, is an exceptional student for many reasons, always showing kindness, compassion, and respect.
Team, an IT team, which will basically be our social media gurus. They'll be the ones trying to market on Facebook, Snap, or Instagram, whichever one we decide to go with that. It is taking a little longer than what I wanted to get running because I thought 3D printing would be easier, but it's not. There's a lot of things that go into the design. So these are just a couple plans that we have right here. I have a design team, I have a production team, and together we're all working to try to get this thing going. The t-shirts and the coffee mugs we're going to be selling are kind of in hold right now because I'm having issues with it coming out bright in color. They come out looking faded all the way. So we're trying different things to try to bring out the color a little more. So eventually we'll have Snell t-shirts, we'll have Snell sweaters, we'll have coffee cups, and we'll also have Snell ball caps that we'll be selling. And some of the things we're looking at marketing, I'm hoping to have the store 100% up and running by January. Once we learn how to do everything, we got a couple curriculums to learn how to 3D design and how to do different things. Also how to press the shirts and the steps that go into that and the design in Canva and different things like that. So it is taking a little longer than expected, but here's a couple things that the students have come up with to sell. We got the samurai sword that they love. By the way, middle schoolers will beat each other with it. This is one that actually was designed by Aria Garcia. She actually designed a little present box here, which we are hoping to have up and running for sale by Christmas, but it's taking a little longer than expected, so hopefully we'll get it up and running. And then another seller that seems are fun little fidget spinners. So if someone wants to play with the samurai sword there, it just collapses. You just hit it on the floor, thing, then whip it back out. So here's a fun little fidget spinner that the kids like. That honestly, I wish it was more quiet because to have them in class to hear this for 50 straight minutes drives you nuts. So we're trying to come up with new things. There's one that I was working on 3D printing today to present to the school board, but my 3D printer, it was not sticking to the base. So it was printing for like 2 hours, and I went to go check on it. I literally had a spider's web of filament all over my 3D printer. So I guess I'm supposed to use hairspray will help us stick. So little things we're learning and getting going. But that's what we're trying to go with this, is we're trying to teach these kids not just, academics, not just math, English, science, and all that kind of stuff, but trying to teach them real life productivity. Like, how can you start a business? How do you run a business? How do you have an account? So I have an accountant He's a really smart kid. He's actually a 7th grader. He's amazing. I'm not going to throw names out there just yet, but he's going to be my accountant. He's the one that's going to keep track of how much it costs to print each one of these, and then how much we can sell them for. And the overall goal is to eventually have enough product where we can sell for the basketball team, the volleyball team, the football team, and to get different things like that. And if you guys are interested in anything, once I do get up and running and we actually become a little more efficient than what we are right now, then I would not mind taking orders and actually producing shirts and t-shirts and coffee cups and different things like that. But I wish Suzanne was here because she's the one that really hooked us up. She went to Freeport for me and got me $1,500. So we got the very base of what we needed. And then with my science technology, the kids did have to put in a little bit of money per student. So we're going to be buying some more materials and stuff like that. It looks like I'm going to get a multi-color 3D printer. So it'll be more colors and a little more pizzazz, I guess you could say. And hopefully we'll see how things go. And hopefully come January, we can start actually marketing and selling and getting it online and actually starting producing. And we'll use that money that it's basically a nonprofit. It'll come right back into the science department, right into science technology and different things we'd use to benefit the students even more. Any questions?
Is there like a web component to this that would show the items that are for sale and make them available to parents?
Eventually, yes. That is where we're trying to go. We're trying to build a social media kind of thing. I don't know if I want a website where they can order, but maybe Facebook, or I guess that's for us anyway. They don't use Facebook anymore, or, Instagram or something like that where they can come and look and see. But I don't want to do them. I can't do large orders. So I don't want to have it like an online thing where someone will try to order like 50 shirts in a week. But that's just not going to happen right now. But we do want to have an online presence. I want to start on our social media pages once we get up and running. I'm not planning. I want to make sure I get it approved and everything's, approved by, the school board, Mrs. McGay and all that kind of stuff before we actually start a social media, Snell webpage that does this kind of stuff. But it's going to be, we're going to post pictures on there of what we're doing. What's the latest 3D print? Here's the latest design for t-shirts. The kids have come up with a really nice couple sayings that we got. One is dig deep. So the football team came up with, can you dig it? Well, then my class came up with, well, yeah, can you dig it, but can you dig deep? Can you really reach down in yourself and really pick yourself up and really dig deep when the hard times come and make it happen? So those are some of the things we're looking at putting on the shirts at first. The students actually did design. I should have brought it in here. There's a Care Bear cheerleading design where it's a Snell cheerleader, but it's a Care Bear with the Snell uniform and everything, and it's really kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. So we're looking to start getting stuff like that. But I just want to say thank you for getting the funding. That's awesome. If I request more, please give it. Right? That way we can keep this project going, and hopefully I don't run out and everything works out great.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Is the structure of the store going to model like having a supervisor, having quality control, different things to
Yes,
show?
I guess I'm the overall manager, of course, as the teacher, and then I will have a supervisory role. I have one for each department. So I have a supervisor that manages production, that manages marketing and all that kind of stuff. They're working on getting flyers out. And then everything that, they decide to do before anything goes on social media come through me, and then of course through Mrs. McGay before we actually post things. Because I don't want to give these kids, middle schoolers, 8th graders, in charge of social media. It'd be 6, 7 everywhere. So that we don't want. And that is one thing, I'm sorry, but the kids really want to design a 6, 7 like little doll thing. So they are designing that right now. Next week, I'll probably be 3D printing a little 6, 7 thing. But it is what it is. The kids are excited. It seems to be working pretty good. And I just hope we get more efficient, learn, and then in January, really start selling stuff and making it happen.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing the store items.
Me too.
Okay, that moves us to item number 2, adoption of the agenda. I know we had a request from our legal counsel to move executive session up to after public input. Is that correct, Trevi? And then I'd also like to remove item C. Is there any more recommendations? Item C under 5, sorry, new business.
I don't see the listing for the student rep report.
Yes, it's right after adoption of agenda.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I was looking down here. Okay,
Any other recommendations? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion.
gonna
with
flip
those
it over and see if you
recommendations.
remember.
I'll move, we make a motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay.
So,
That moves us to item 3, our student representative report.
Good afternoon. My name is Taylor McWhorter. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited to share this month's report with you. The main thing that I've been hearing is a lot of complaints from staff and students about credit recovery. They're being taken out of class to recover their credits, but they're falling more and more behind in the class that they're being taken out of. So that's a big concern from a lot of people right now. A lot of students also want to show more pride in the appearance of our school, specifically like the outside, the tables, the sidewalk, and the dirt area. I understand like budget constraints and things like that, but a lot of students spend their lunch there, and they've just been bringing it up to me that they would like to see some changes. There was a lot of disappointment expressed about the Thanksgiving food baskets being moved to Easter. So admin and I took the initiative to start Penny Wars, and I also started a raffle and got donations so that way we could help as many families as we could for Thanksgiving. And then they'll also have that extra help during Easter as well. There's a lot of complaints about communication issues between a lot of students and teachers and the administration and students as well. The new teachers have been doing great. Ms. Jimenez has been doing great connecting with the students. She even got them a class pet. I would also like to talk about Field of Flags. This year, we were the first ever school in the state of New Mexico to ever have Fields of Flags up through the DAB. We were also the only school in the state of New Mexico to have Fields of Flags up this year. Sports-wise, I would like to congratulate volleyball for taking state this weekend. With that coming to a close and football and cross country, we're excited to see wrestling, powerlifting, and basketball as well. And I would just like to thank Mr. Gropp and Ms. Provencio for always doing such a great job in keeping our school safe and doing what they're supposed to do. Thank you.
Thank you. That moves us to item 4, public input. Is there any public input on item A, agenda items? Anyone online? Caitlin? Sorry, George, I didn't see you. I didn't look over there.
Well, I don't know, in regard to the agenda items with the rearranging of the agenda, is there any way that those that are here in attendance to listen to the remainder of the agenda, is there any way that we can be notified as to when you're coming out of closed session so that we can either return?
Yes,
Because we understand that sometimes you guys go lengthy closed sessions and opposed to just staying here. You know, if there's any way, we can go and then come back.
definitely. I can send a text to Charlene when we're wrapping things up, or like 15 minutes before.
Appreciate it.
Sure,
Thank you.
of course.
Good seeing you, George.
Any other public input on agenda items? Okay, any public input on items of concern? Anything online? All right, that moves us to our executive session. So item 11, executive session notice is hereby given so that the Cobre Board of Education will meet in executive session for the following purposes as permitted under the New Mexico Opens Meeting Act. Item A, to meet with legal counsel to discuss pending litigation as permitted under section 10-15-1, specifically to discuss Marine Peru versus the Cobre Consolidated District, case number D-608-CV 2023-280. Annette Acosta versus the Cobre Consolidated School District, case number D-608-CV 2024-26. Cecilia Joyce Varela versus Cobre School District, case number D-608-CV 2024-28. Item 4, Melissa Minus versus the Cobre Consolidated School District, case number D-608-CV 2024-29. And item 5, Deanna Davis versus the Cobre Consolidated School District, case number D-608-CV 2024-31. I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for the reasons just listed.
So move.
Okay, do I have a second? Second. Okay, we'll go ahead and, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, we are now in executive session at 5:21 PM.
George. Where's it at? Where's it at?
I think in here, Charlene said it's on. I can also text it to you. I have it up there.
How we got me the Santa Fe paper.
Oh, wow.
Santa Fe paper.
Nice. You got
Although, did you give me a copy? He's all, yeah.
good, man. That'll work, man.
because. We don't know. This looks like a needle, but I want to get it. Oh, that, I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, I'm on the word, right?
And that right, she got 20.
27 votes.
You muted it, so try now.
Okay. Ms. Heredia, are you okay with moving forward with the meeting? Mr. Guadiana said he'd be about 10 to 15 minutes. Well, we still have a quorum, so I guess we can go ahead and move forward. Item 12, reconvene in the open session at the conclusion of the executive session for statement affirming that no action was taken in executive session and that discussions were limited to items listed in the agenda for executive session. I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session. Yes. Hey, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, we are now back in open session at 6:18 PM. That moves us to item A, board members' IPRA requests. I believe this was one of Mr. Guadiana's items. So I don't know.
He said the item he was most interested in was the next one, the salary schedules and how they're calculated. If we can put that off till he comes back.
Okay. That moves us then to item D, first reading of policy revision F1400 and F1400R. If everyone remembers correctly, these are the ones we discussed at our work session at our last meeting. We wanted to try to mirror what Las Cruces Public Schools does, but not to the extent of like a full, and we did receive some communication from Dr. Quinones. I did, and I think the whole board did, about just suggestions and his input with the Las Cruces, the Oñate, and the controversy over there. But so I just wanted to make mention of that he did email the whole board. But I haven't received any public comment on the reading, but it's been on the website? Yes. Okay.
And Ms. Fletcher and I looked at both of these, and I think it's something that can possibly be maybe combined into one rather than the two separate ones. But she left them for your discussion, pending your discussion. If that's what you choose, we can combine them because they're very similar in a lot of aspects.
I think our intent was to keep them separate. What does everyone else think?
Well, I know that during the work session, there was some good input in one and then the other. If I remember correctly, that's why the reason was combining them might be a good idea, because there was a lot of talk about, hey, these are good, but it wasn't on the first one, and then the first one had very good ones too. So, I don't have to combine it all, but maybe just take some of the points, key points to the first one. I think I thought.
Combine it. So I guess we're gonna have to go back and then do another first reading of a combined policy. So I guess we'll have to take down what's on the website until we get a first reading of the combination of two. Okay, so that moves us to item 6, our action items. Item A, approval of the October 20th, 2025 regular meeting minutes and the November 3rd, 2025 special work session meeting minutes. Was there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve. I move. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Pose same sign. Did Ms. Heredia put something?
Not yet.
Oh, I thought I saw her come off mute. Maybe that's what it was. We still have a quorum, we're still good. Oh, she said aye, okay.
I said aye.
Okay, that moves us to item B, approval of bills. So this was discussed in our finance committee meeting. I think there was a couple new vendors. We talked a little bit about our ancillary staff and our special education staff. Anything else on the review of bills, Mrs. Sargent, that you recall?
Can we go to the RFP?
We did, but I,
Be right now, I think.
we're on the approval of bills.
But we did discuss it in that session, right?
Right, we haven't got to our finance committee report.
Okay.
I was gonna discuss it there, since we're just on approval of bills.
Yeah, yeah, we did go into details and you did have questions and I did have questions and Mr. Ryan answered.
Yes. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to approve the bills.
I move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, this moves us to item C, approval of RFP 2025-11-18 CSSS Consulting Services for Superintendent Search. This was discussed at Finance, and I will turn it over to Crystal.
You guys hear me?
Maybe just so the public can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. Just here to seek approval from the board to solicit for proposals for consulting services for the superintendent search.
So I know we were worried about the length, like the short turnaround. Were we able to change it so that people have more time to put in a bid?
Yeah, we spread it out, I think, to all the way through February.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. The holidays kind of just threw a spread loop on that one, but we spread it out through February.
Okay, great.
So deadline to apply is,
It is, so January 7th is the deadline to apply, but then to go through
okay.
the scoring and all that, and then to present to you guys, it'll be in February.
There was a timeline, I think, on page 4, was that correct?
I believe
It might spell it out a little. Yeah, that's it for you guys. On page 4. There it is.
Was it January?
That's the
Okay, so
timeline.
yeah, the end of January, sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Esqueda had brought up that the timeline of like 2 weeks, and I agreed that we needed to push it out. We agreed at the finance committee. Mr. Ryan, were you able to look at any other, I know you used a previous RFP to go based on, and then you were also going to look at other school districts?
Yes, we did look at the previous RFP that was done a few years back. And also, yeah, I did a search trying to find RFPs from other schools, but there wasn't any. I looked at a number and I looked on their websites and I couldn't find anything posted on those. So we just kind of went with what we looked at in finance committee. I know we did a lot of fine tuning in our finance committee and I reflected all those changes that we discussed in there.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
I do. I have a question. Why was this brought up to the finance committee and not to the board?
Well, anything that regards finance goes through finance committee, because we recommend to the board, and then it is now at the board for us to approve to go out for a search.
Thank you.
Like with any other RFPs. Could I answer that right, Frank and Crystal?
Yes, correct.
Any other questions?
So this RFP is to go out and look for someone or a company to help us search for a superintendent. Am I understanding that right?
Yes.
And it's well documented. So good job on preparing this. Now the question is this necessary?
I mean, I think at our
I mean,
last,
good work. I'm just saying, look, at our last one, I know that most of us agreed, and I kind of had a stance on the amount of money that we were going to go spend, that we spent in the past. So I was trying to find something about a $3,000 or something like that was on here. What was that? Do you know, Mr. Frank, what that was about? Just off the top of your head. I'm trying to look for it right here. I had read it.
You have bills?
Yes. No. On this RFP, there was like a starting.
oh, that 3,000,
Yes.
it says right here for any delinquent federal or state taxes.
Oh,
But I think in the rating, what did you guys do for price?
50 points, I believe. The score sheet's on page 17.
Yeah, cost will be 50%. The overall.
okay. Oh, there it is right there.
And this is the same tool you use for any other vendors, correct? The same process, the rating is different.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, it's the same format that we used.
So lowest responsive offer bid, and this offers bid. Mr. Piper, did you talk to Mrs. Ramirez of her availability to do this?
She's not available. She's got so much going on. We just went through,
They
teacher
left this
content
open for you.
stuff.
We're on C right now.
And she's busy with that stuff.
The
I
RFP.
think it's probably more than what she can handle. I mean, I think she'd be willing to help you review proposals, but I think the process that I saw, you're going to narrow it down to, I'm going to say, a top 5, and then I guess discuss that and rate them and go from there. But I took it that the board would meet to review the proposals for what you want. So.
Who's typically on the committee from your guys' office? I mean, not names, but like positions, who's,
It
What's-
basically, it's just with my discretion, but we discussed it with Frank and we came up with a panel of 5 evaluators from the district.
So any employees from the district?
Yeah, it could be employees.
It could be a principal, a teacher, someone.
Yeah, it just can't be board members. We can't have board.
Why is this going through this process as far as being, this is the process we would take for 60,000 plus, correct?
No, not necessarily.
No, it's just to get more competition, more people, instead of just going out locally, you could get more people and going, this is what you guys did last time.
this was the process for Dr. Spalletta, or the previous superintendent, the same process?
Yes,
Yes.
same process.
Okay.
And you use the same, or try to use the same document
Yes.
that was previously used in that process?
Seems like a long process, huh?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Is there a more abbreviated way that we could do this? Such as getting the, no?
We could do an invitation to bid, but that process would be just going with the lowest bidder. This is the process that way we could, all the bids can be scored on what the district feels is relevant. Instead of just basing it just on price, it could be based on other factors such as experience, references, and so on.
Okay.
My question is, if the intern superintendent wanted to be the superintendent, do we have to go through all this process?
I think at our last meeting, it was made that the current interim superintendent's contract would end on its own terms. And as a board, we had voted that we go out for search. That's my understanding of everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by ending on its own terms means whenever we selected another one, unless it doesn't occur in the school year, as far as I understand.
School year, no.
The school, it will end in June 30th.
But we're able to pick one before then, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
And that's when it would end. If it were that we hadn't picked one before then, and there'd be an offer perhaps to extend, but
Which our interim is still able to apply for this position as
Yes.
well. Is that what you were kind of asking, Ms. Fernandez?
yes.
So then you're saying, to answer your question, I don't even know if I'm gonna answer it, but in order for the interim superintendent to become our superintendent, he'd have to apply and go through this process that we're going through? Is that what I
I
understand?
mean, once we pick
Once we
the
pick the-
search company, then absolutely he's eligible to apply. Any other questions? Ms. Heredia, do you have any questions?
He dropped off the
Oh,
call.
did she?
Do you know what time it was? When she dropped?
About 12 minutes ago.
Was it before or after Mr. Williana got here?
Before, I believe.
Because we did approval of bills.
And she,
She said
and I
yes.
on that one. It was sometime during the discussion for this action item.
Okay. She did send a text that her internet was not good. So she's not gonna log back on.
So question, Madam President, so this is the process that you went through last time when you searched for superintendent and interim superintendent? This
Okay, Crystal, I wasn't
Wasn't for
here.
the interim.
I wasn't here.
No,
during
We
this.
didn't do anything for the interim. It was just selected.
So so for the interim, it was just, they applied, we put on our website, we applied, and then,
We had a
Or-
consultant
no.
for that process.
For the interim, it was the company that was chosen. And they did the search, they did the interim search. But in this case, we're putting out an RFP to find a company that will do a broader search than what was done with the interim. This one will be more detailed, more in depth than what the interim search was.
this RFP.
Yes, sorry.
So what we're doing is we're looking for what you guys have presented here. We're looking for that company to kind of match what's on here. And then
Yes,
from there, we
yes,
discuss
no.
prices and everything else we choose.
Yes, they'll give us a proposal based upon what's put out there on that document.
So how far are we looking to expand? I mean, I'm just wanting to ask that to the board. Locally, are we looking statewide, nationwide?
That's stated in the RFP. That's one thing that the company will work with the board, and that will be determined at that time. That's totally going to be up to the school board. But that will be addressed when this company is in place and is working with the board to set the parameters of the search. That is specified as one of the items in the RFP.
I think clarifying is the staff will select through the RFP.
Yes.
The board will then direct the company with the fine details of that.
Yeah, that company will work, they'll work hand in hand with the board to develop a process.
The staff will select or will provide us
They'll provide you a
the top
recommendation.
candidates.
Yeah, the staff will provide a recommendation, the board will
Okay,
approve.
the board will
Yeah,
select.
it will be the board approval,
Just like with our special ed services or
Yes.
anything else you bring before
correct.
us.
It'll be the board.
You'll give us the rating sheets based on your guys' committees.
Yes.
Is there any other questions, discussion? Then I'd like to make a motion to approve the RFP 2025-11-18-CSS as consulting services for superintendent search. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's a 2-2, so it's white. All right, that moves us to item D. Thank you. Approval of PED first quarter report. This was also brought to the finance committee. And I believe it's in your packet.
In front of you, you have the report, the September 30th, 2025 report that was submitted to the Public Education Department. And this report pretty much states our CAS position as of September 30th. And it's broken down by several funds, operational and so on, federal programs. And it starts with your beginning cash balance as of June 30th, 2005. Add your revenue, subtract your expense, and leaves you with the ending cash balance as of September 30th. So everything in this report balances out, checks out. It ties to the bank accounts on the last page, and it shows a little box that says that it's reconciled. So this was submitted to PED and approved on their end, and I'm just putting it before the board down for approval, and we have already posted this on our website also. Any questions on this report? And we did discuss it in length in our finance committee meeting also. Any questions?
Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Moves us to item E, appointment of board member to the finance committee.
I have a question regarding that.
Yes, sir.
Our policy has a provision that the reappointment of the board, it goes in January. Is there any reason that we would be doing this at this point when we have two members on the finance committee now?
I believe Mrs. Harden was going to resign so that Hector had the opportunity to serve on a committee. Mrs. Harden is serving on both audit and finance committee. So this would give him an opportunity to serve on a committee.
Okay. So wouldn't the resignation come before the election?
Mrs. Harden had stated at finance committee that she'd give her resignation at the board meeting.
Okay.
So
And I do so. Resign.
thank you for your service. It's been a pleasure working with you.
But I have a question.
Sure.
Can I go as a guest?
Go.
Excuse me.
That would create a quorum, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that would be, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'd ask that we appoint Mr. Carrillo to the Finance Committee. Or making a motion, I'm sorry. That we appoint Mr. Carrillo to the Finance Committee. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor of appointing Mr. Carrillo to the Finance Committee signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I don't even know if I could vote. Do I vote?
You can vote. Aye. All right, congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Carrillo.
Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, we should go back up to Mr. Guadiana's item 5B. If you're ready, Mr. Piper.
Yes, I made a PowerPoint, I think you guys, it's all separate here, so that you can see what it is. It's also available on the screen so everybody can see what's there. And basically, there's 10, 11 slides here, and it goes over how our principal and salary schedules are calculated. So, page 2, teacher salaries are set by the minimums. In state statute, section 11-10A-7 sets the level 1 teacher salaries. Level 2 teacher salary, section 11-10A-10. And so the minimums are $55,000, $65,000, and then $75,000. And these were set during the 2025 regular session through House Bill 156. So the district has no control over what these minimums are. They are set by the legislature and then put into state statute. So, and then what I've done is basically page 3, 4, and 5 of each of those, basically the whole document, the whole statute spelled out there. So I just basically cut and pasted them in so that you had that information. And they're also available, I think, within your board packet in a larger font where it's a little easier to read. So, so when we get to administrator licensure, it's basically set by the level 3 teacher salary multiplied by the responsibility factor. And those responsibility factors are listed on, I should have numbered my pages, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Page 7 of the PowerPoint, principal salary schedules. So the minimum salaries are set in 22-10A-11.4. And it states the minimum annual salary for a licensed school principal or assistant principal is the minimum salary for a level 3 teacher multiplied by the applicable responsibility factor. And the state assigns the responsibility factors. So those responsibility factors are, for an elementary school, it's 1.25. So it's going to be 1.25 times the 75,000. And middle school, junior high is set at a 1.45. So the 75,000 times 1.45 takes the minimum salary to 108,750. And then the high school is a 1.65. Responsibility factor times the 75 takes it to 123. Yeah, right there. So we have no control over the minimums. The minimums are based on what we have to set. I mean, those are set. We can do anything below those lines, but those minimums are set. So that's where all of our salary schedules start for administrators. The next page actually shows the budget document that the fiscal department has to send in with the budget. And I have to sign off on that, as does the fiscal, saying we meet the minimums. And the minimums are listed there. And once again, it shows the responsibility factors in that, as well as what the minimum salaries will be. So for all of our principals, it's based on the responsibility factor times the level 3 minimum. Now, where the difference comes in is when we start looking at contract days. And that's why there's sometimes that daily rate of pay is determined by dividing the principal's salary by the number of days on the contract for that position. So an example, my contract. My salary is $130,000, 260-day contract, $500 per day. And that's what it works out to. So when you look at an elementary principal, and I think their contract's 163, 189? 189. So you take their salary times 189, or divided by the 189, is going to give you their daily rate of pay. And the same with high school and middle school. One of the things that the finance committee can do is they can look at the number of days required for each position and adjust those, which will then in turn adjust the daily rate of pay.
Yes.
And I think there's been some inequities maybe that possibly been felt. I know there has been within the office staff, the admin office. And so I think that's one of the things that finance committee can do because, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think the finance committee does like a pre-work on the salary schedules, correct? And then provides them to the board for approval.
Yes, every year Mr. Ryan brings the salary schedules forward.
So that's what we're getting ready to do as well. So, you know, those are some of the things that we'll be looking at. So, all righty.
Okay, I'm sorry, you done, or?
No, yes, go ahead. Questions?
Yes. The salary schedules, the minimums, I've taken a look at other school districts, and they have the middle school at 201 days, and ours would be a little bit less because we do the 4-day week. Those are for the principal ones. For the elementary principal ones. For the middle school, they do 260, which would be the same for ours. That would, regardless of whether we do the 4-day week or not. And if you were to calculate, the question is, why did we use 140 something? Because this represents, from what I calculated, if we were to use this to be at 201 days, which, at the 260 days, the rate of pay would be $422, which would translate into the amount that's there, the $109,750. But since we went down to 185 days, that's really where the inequity comes. And it translates, and the other school districts don't use the 185 days. Again, they use the 201 days, which again would be an adjustment for our 4-day schedule. And so even if you look at the conservative amount that comes in for the 201 days, that would be 59 days that this person is getting paid for but not working. And that is against the law, number one. Number two is that it represents $24,905 of pay for that period of time where they're not on the schedule. Had we done the 260 days, and it's not so much that we get to decide whether we can do that or not, it is that would affect what the amount is allocated for that position.
Yeah, it would affect the daily rate of pay.
Yes.
But
so the question,
go ahead.
The question is when did it stop being 260 days for the middle school, and why did it stop being 260?
I don't know if it was ever 260 for the middle school. I mean, any middle school I've been in, and I was middle school principal, it was never 260.
That would be interesting. So that would mean, that would mean that middle school principal would probably be the highest paid person in the district.
Mr. Ryan, historically, how far back can you go to compare the days worked?
Yeah, we could go back years, as many years as you like, to the daily contract on the middle school principal. And it's never been a 260.
And the thing is, once you get above a certain level, then you have to give annual leave, correct?
Right, and that's one thing that the 260 has numerous paid days off, where a 189 doesn't. A 260 gets all the paid holidays plus all the annual leave days, which are paid days off, which the other contract does not have paid days off. That's what difference. So we're talking apples and oranges here. Is what we're doing.
I beg to differ. The difference being 59 days, you can throw in whatever ancillary ones you want to throw in as far as vacation days are concerned, or holidays, I should say. But 59 days that are calculated to fill the 260 days that other school districts use for this position seem to say that we're way overpaying for this position.
Well, we could look at this at budget time. That right now is not the time. That we're not going to make any changes mid-year. So at
That's
budget time,
correct. So we need to
look at
find out.
this issue, and we could correct it at that point.
We need to find out whether we've been doing this and actually giving persons pay.
Let me answer that for you right now. The answer is no, we haven't.
If the contract doesn't say 260, they aren't being paid for.
That's true. But should it say 260? And how is it that we could go back and say that, yes, it should be 260, we've been doing this wrong for umpteen years, and so it's okay?
That's a decision that's up to the school district. There's nothing in writing that says the middle school principal should be 260 days. Nowhere does it state anywhere, state statute, board policy, anywhere, that the middle school principal is 260. It's the discretion of the school district. This is the discretion of the school board. So we could visit this at budget time, and we can make any necessary adjustments that the board feels that will remedy the situation. But right now, we can't do anything mid-year. We can talk about it all we like, but at the time, at budget time, then yeah, we'll address this.
Well, then I have some other options that I want to explore, but that'll come out later. But let me say that we, again, and it's never been my recollection that we do approve the salary schedules, as we didn't in this one. This was presented to us just as the budget was being sent up to Santa Fe for approval. We had no time to review it. Never was it presented, and it was supposed to be done it was supposed to be presented by the Finance Committee to the board, and that did not occur.
That did occur. We have meeting minutes
Yes, it did occur.
to confirm that the board actually did in fact vote on salary schedules and stipends.
All right.
If I remember that one, we said we were going to look at it after that to determine whether they were appropriate or not, and we never did, including looking at salaries, a salary study.
It was voted on, and I think Mr. Piper mentioned just earlier that he's doing a staff audit with Ms. Ramirez to make sure staff are paid adequately.
Yes.
Didn't you just say that
Yes.
earlier?
And we're working on that, and they provided some input about that. And my goal is to make sure the board has them through the Finance Committee earlier in the year to where you have time to discuss. And you were right. I mean, it was down to the wire, and I think it was basically we had to approve it that day because our budgets were in.
Yes.
And I have stuff collected on several like-sized districts, Hatch, TRC, they're roughly ours. Also have something from Silver, which I think is important to have, because I look at them as a competition for employment and recruitment of teachers and stuff. So I've got all that stuff. I've started working on that, and actually Ms. Ramirez through HR is helping with that as well. So we'll get that to you earlier this year, so you have time to look at it.
Okay. And the point being that I will ask somebody in PED to see whether the salaries, if we're not going to pay the salaries of 200, we're not going to have the person working 260 days, should that affect the salary, even at the minimum level?
We have to pay the minimum, I think, no matter what the contract days are.
Well,
You've answered those questions already, right?
Yeah.
and I wasn't asking for a clarification. I was just stating what it is I'm going to be asking PED.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But PD doesn't determine the number of days in a contract.
I understand. The question is whether the salary is based on a 260-day calculation, and that will be my question to them.
Could you repeat that about the 260?
if the minimum salary is based on the calculation of working 260 days.
Okay, yeah, if you could find that out, that'd be great.
Any other questions or discussion? Okay, that moves us to item 7, the Finance Committee report. So we did meet on November 12th. We reviewed the check register. We also reviewed the credit card statement. Mr. Ryan presented the fund balance report. We also looked at the budget status report, the PED first quarter report, and then, as we previously mentioned, the RFP for superintendent search services. It was about a 2-hour meeting. Did I miss anything, Mr. Ryan?
No. You covered it all. Pretty much.
I have a question on the expenses.
Yes, sir.
Did we cover expenses for meals, for a meal at Hooters that included crab leg plates?
Yes, sir, it was on the credit card statement.
And how did we go about approving the excess amount? How did we go about paying the excess amount?
Can you speak to that, Mr. Ryan?
Yes,
'Cause that was brought
that
up by a person too.
Yes, the team, that when they travel, they have an allocation per student. And if they exceed that, then it comes out of their activity fund. They pay the difference from their activity fund.
Okay.
Okay, that moves us to item 8, our audit committee report. Mrs. Harder?
I was not available.
Okay, Mr. Piper?
Yes, audit committee report, still confidential at this point. The auditors did ask for some follow-up, I believe on, can I say what it was for?
No.
No? Okay, I didn't think so. So they needed some additional information, which Ms. Ramirez was able to provide for them. And I think maybe they wanted some clarification with some numbers that Mr. Ryan also provided. But as far as, I think what they needed, we've got basically
Everything's
everything.
submitted. Yes, within
Yes, all submitted.
the,
So.
everything's submitted.
Can I ask a question then? You had mentioned that you had been responding to an email sent to you in February, and there were still some outstanding issues. Have those issues been provided to the auditor?
That was all this 22-23 audit that's now in the hands of the auditor. And just waiting on them to complete their work. And this is their busy time of year.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Seeing none, that moves us to item 9, board members' reports. Mrs. Harding?
I'd just like to congratulate the volleyball team. They did really great. Too bad I couldn't be there to see the whole thing. But anyways, that's it.
Okay. I'd also like to echo that. Congratulations to our volleyball team. Also, I had an opportunity to go see the NDI performance. Central Elementary had their kindergarten class, and some of their 4th grade students. But the kindergarten kids, I think kind of are the ones that make the show. They're just so cute. And then there were a couple kids, I think, from Snell in the high school and the celebration team. But it was packed. I hadn't seen the Fine Arts Theater packed like that in a long time. And then also, I want to thank Bayard Elementary. They invited me to their literacy night, so I plan on attending. I believe it's December 9th. I'm really excited. It's a Polar Express theme. And just thanks to our staff, I really look forward to those weekly memos. The pictures that they send look like there was some nice Veterans Day programs. Veterans are so important to me. Both my grandfathers served, one in the Marine Corps and one in the Navy. So it was nice that each school did a Veterans Day assembly to acknowledge those people that have served. So thank you. Mr. Carrillo?
So I also want to echo congratulations to the Cobre volleyball team. Followed them on the NFHS network. Did a great job. Want to mention that a Shop with a Cop is coming up. Bayard Elementary is helping the city of Bayard put this on. Last year, it was a success. and it was almost at the end there. We wasn't a lot of planning this year. I think we already have over $2,500 donated to the city of Bayard. So I want to mention that it's not just Bayard Elementary is helping us. They're doing a tremendous job, but it's for the local minor district children. It's not just for Bayard Elementary. It could be Central, Snell, San Lorenzo. The reason we kind of call it the mining district is because Silver has one of their own, and we go and help them as well. Like they're going to come down and help us with this Shop with a Cop again, and it's $130. And they raise questions of, well, the children get a $130 toy. And that's not the case. We have letters, and what we do is we break it down. We buy clothes for them, shoes for them, and then they get maybe a $20, $25 toy. But it actually breaks down on what they feel they need, and we go shop with them at Walmart. So it's always these last year, and hopefully this year's a lot bigger. It was a great event for us to participate. So I just kind of want to throw that out there. That's it, bro.
Mr. Bayard?
I echo the accolades to the volleyball team, and I'm curious as to the recovery of the football team for next school year, and I think there should be some discussions about safety for students, for players at some point that fall into that equation. Other than that, I'm happy to see that both of the bonds passed, and I'm very grateful to the electorate for doing that. So hopefully we'll have community meetings to determine the priority and seeing the availability of what funds are available for use in the district.
And I did forget one thing under my item. I had told Miss Alma Grijalva I would read this press release for her, so I'm going to go back and do that. It says, Silver City state officials are honoring Cobre Consolidated School District, Frontier Food Hub, and Silver Consolidated Schools for connecting students to locally grown food through the New Mexico Grown Program. The Grant County awardees earned awards for buying and serving locally grown food, providing tasting opportunities, supporting student-led gardens, and educating students about the importance of healthy nutrition. The Golden Chili Award programs honors farmers, preschools, school districts, and senior centers for their involvement in New Mexico Grown. They can earn a seed, sprout, blossom, or the top award of Golden Chili. State officials will recognize the 92 statewide awardees at a December 1st meeting in Albuquerque. It was a productive year at Cobre Consolidated School District, where Student Nutrition Director Alma Grijalva and her staff, including her daughter, Samantha Grijalva, serve about 1,530 meals each day. Their work buying and promoting local food, as well as establishing a new hydroponic garden and offering taste testing, earned their team a Blossom Award this year. In collaboration with Healthy Kids Grant County, Cobre grew basil, lettuce, and romaine that students loved sampling, including trying pesto. The Grijalvas recently shared their experiences at a statewide chef symposium and plan to build on the momentum they've created. They are currently waiting to hear from the Patrick Leahy Foundation about their grant application seeking funding for hydroponic towers for every school and additional hands-on student activities. Cobre buys New Mexico grown produce from Frontier Food Hub, a program of the National Center for Frontier Communities in Silver City. Frontier is one of 20 organizations to earn the highest award, the Golden Chili, for the second year. The nonprofit collects food grown by more than 20 farmers, food producers, and ranchers, and distributes their goods to schools, preschools, and senior centers throughout the Southwest New Mexico. Frontier Food Hub also works with other food hubs to support distribution throughout the state, according to Chase Sturdivant, Frontier Food Hub's operation manager. Frontier Food Hub provides testing opportunities and nutrition education in schools with Healthy Kids Grant County, a partner that works to increase physical activity and healthy eating opportunities. We are currently building out the Bayard Community Garden, where we will hold more trainings in the future, Sturdivant said. Rita Rita Condon, who helps facilitate the New Mexico Grown Program as Director of the New Mexico Department of Health's Obesity, Nutrition, and Physical Activity Program, congratulated the Grant County awardees for serving children fresh local food and supporting the economic stability of area farmers. So congratulations to our food service department. And there is one other thing I forgot to mention. New Mexico Vistas released their ratings this week. And I'm happy to report that both San Lorenzo Elementary and Hurley Elementary are both spotlight schools. So
Yes.
congratulations to them. Hey. Sorry, that was a mouthful, but congratulations to our food service. Mr. Piper, item 10, superintendent's report.
Yes, school accreditations. These came, and it's basically saying that the accreditations, all of our schools are accredited. You know, great job. I mean, the reason that I brought this to you now is within the packet, it tells you what they collect for the accreditation. And so, you know, it's really important that we take a look at that. And as President Begay mentioned, we're actually going over our school ratings with each building separately to discuss that with them and show them, you know, I mean, because within that New Mexico Vistas, it gives you sort of a broad view, but you can really get in there and you can look at the math, you can look at the reading, and you can see what you need to do to improve. And so rather than bring all the principals in together and us talk about one school, we're doing them each individually and feel that it'll be a little more important there. One of the main things on the accreditation is school board training. And our accreditation is based on the training that school board members attend. And that leads me into letter B. There is an option for online training because I think it's very important that we can do this. I believe when I talked to the individual that I visited with this, he said there's a way that we can do, it's called the bronze package, and it's an annual fee of $3,000. There's 5 online courses that can get that required areas. And I think if you really looked at it, I know as busy as we all are, I mean, sometimes it's tough to get to those trainings and to be able to stay. And when do they hold them? They hold them during the work week. So I think this might be something that we'll want to take a look at. One of the Dana Sanders, Daniel Benavides, they are board approved, they're school board approved and PED approved. So I think it's an option. And quite honestly, Greg, do you know what the registration cost was for attorney? You probably know. For one person to go to the School Boards Association? You roughly know just an estimate of what it was?
Oh, it was, I think it's $375.
And that's the registration plus the hotel or hotel?
No, that's just the registration.
That's just the registration. So then when you add in 2 or 3 nights of hotel, you know, I think it becomes an option. And I think with work schedules and sometimes family life and stuff, it's an option that I think we can look at. And if you want a presentation from them, I didn't want to have them come do it. Provide you this, take a look at it. If you think it's something you want to explore a little more, we can do that. And they'd be happy to just, you know, join us on a Zoom. So, and then finally, fundraising requests, bunch of them right there. I'll tell you what, this community supports our kids unbelievably. There's always something going on, and they do a great job in supporting every program, whether it's the band, whether it's the wrestling program. There's just, you know, numerous things going on all the time. So I'm not going to go over each of those individually. Just let you take a look at those, and you know, appreciate your support and everything that goes along with it. So, all righty.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, that moves us to item 13, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, we are adjourned at 7:11 p.m. Thank you.